Dedication. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is May 16th, 2018, and we're rocking out to my song request today, Dedication, featuring Kendrick Lamar off that Victory Lap album, one of the hottest albums this year, Nipsey Hussle. Hope you guys are doing well today. I am one day away from heading out to New York. Look at that, Big Curious Mom put in the Webbot room. Traffic is crazy. Guess that's a picture outside of the Consensus Conference, 2018 Consensus Conference in New York City right now. I think today is the last day. I'll be out there tomorrow for the Crypto Influencers Award in Midtown. So today we're going to be talking about two articles. One being about the EU. They're looking to clamp down on cryptocurrency anonymity, which is, we shouldn't be surprised, right? I'll give you my case on why I think anonymous coins are going to be so important going forward, especially in 2019. I would say as things start to develop and these governments really start to get a handle on what's going on with cryptocurrencies and finally realize, in my opinion, realize the threat that it holds to the current establishment. The other article is was actually sent to me by my man Michael Grubb on Twitter. Thanks for the link there, Mike. This is over my company Centra Tech. Man, looks like more details came out about the indictment. I'll read over that a little bit and drop the link for you guys to read that in full as well. First, let's take a look at the market cap. We're currently at $378 billion. We got above 400 billion. We looked like we were heading towards 500 billion, but we just couldn't make it. Look at these columns here. 1 day column or 1 hour column is pretty much red. You got some green, some positive coins here and there. But look at that 24-hour and 7-day column. Just massive red tape all over the place. Some in the 20%. So, you know, if I sort this, I'm going to sort this by the top coins. Let's do it by 24 hours. See which ones are up the most. Ethereum Gold. What the hell is that? Man, most of these coins, I'm telling you guys, are going to not even exist in another year and a half or so. Once you start to see projects like EOS come on, they'll be around. Don't get me wrong, they'll be around, but they will be near zero. They'll have no real value, no real, really no real volume as well. That's the main thing. If you don't have volume, it doesn't matter if you have 1 million coins of anything. If no one is willing to buy them from you, the coins are irrelevant. So we're looking at the top coins that are down in the 24-hour period. We got C-Core, Nubium, Poke Coin. I've never heard of any of these things, man. This is crazy. India Coin, really? Anyway, people, let's take a look at this article. The first one is out of Bitcoin. Actually, both are out of Bitcoin.com. And this one is about Centra, guys. U.S. court indicts founders of crypto company for fraudulent scheme. Says here the U.S. federal court has indicted 3 founders of the company purported to offer cryptocurrency related financial products and have raised $24 million in an initial coin offering. In addition to claiming to have licenses in 38 states, the company also claimed partnerships with Bancorp, Visa, and MasterCard to issue its own cards. Says here that the DOJ announced on Monday that the founders of the cryptocurrency related company have been indicted in the Manhattan federal court. Florida residents Sam Sharma, 27, Ray Trapani, 27, and Robert Farkas, 31, are co-founders of a startup called Centra Tech. The company purported to offer cryptocurrency related financial products, including the Central Card, a debit card which supposedly allow users to spend various types of cryptocurrencies to make purchases at any establishment that accepts Visa or MasterCard payments. And I'm just going to stop really quickly there. It's not, they actually did have the card. I'm just going to reiterate that I did have a card. It was a working card. So I just want to make sure that is known. It wasn't like they didn't have a card, a debit card, crypto debit card that was working, a mobile platform that was working. So this article and a lot of the material that I've been seeing about this particular case has a spin on it where it sounds like they never had anything. Okay, so I just want to make sure that you guys do understand that. The three were arrested last month. The U.S. Attorney's Office of Southern District of New York and the Federal Bureau of Investigation seized 91,000 Ether, which was raised from victims as part of a charged scheme in an initial coin offering. Goes on to say here that U.S. Attorney said, as alleged, the defendants conspired to capitalize on investor interest in the burgeoning cryptocurrency market. They allegedly made false claims about their product and about relationships they had with credible financial institutions, even creating a fictitious Centra Tech CEO. Whether traditional or cutting-edge investment vehicles can't legally be peddled with falsehoods and lies. So I think that's where they're trying to get them on the initial lies that they made during the ICO and pre-ICO. ICO worth $60 million. The three began soliciting investors to purchase unregistered securities in the form of digital tokens issued by Centra Tech through an ICO in approximately July. In oral and written materials, they falsely represented that Centra Tech had an experienced executive team and had formed partnerships with Bancorp, Visa, and MasterCard to issue Centra cards licensed by Visa or MasterCard. They also represented that the company had money transmitter and other licenses in 38 states, among other claims, the DOJ revealed. Adding, based in part on these claims, victims provided millions of dollars worth of digital funds and investments for the purchase of Centra Tech tokens. So it looks like that's where they're getting them on, as far as they're saying that the information they presented to the public was part of why the public decided to invest in the company initially. And so because those were false claims, you know, they're saying you can't do that, right? It goes on to say here, the DOJ described the scheme used to fabricate the CEO and another executive. It shows here a text. Well, it's not the actual text, but DOJ said Sharma text message Tripani on or about July 29th, 2017, that they need to find someone who looks like Michael. Similarly, Sharma later wrote during that same exchange, gonna kill both CEO and her, gonna say they were married and got into an accident. Oh my God. Man, they were trying to cover their tracks. Furthermore, the company's claimed partnerships and licenses were non-existent, the DOJ revealed, citing text messages between Tripani and Sharma discussing Centra Tech's lack of actual partnerships with banks and credit card companies. Another text message from Sharma to Tripani and Farkas says, gotta apply for all these licenses. Should I even say this? So they've got four count indictment on them, according to the DOJ. All three of them are charged in a 4-count indictment. One count is conspiracy to commit securities fraud, which carries a maximum potential sentence of 5 years in prison. The other three carry a maximum potential sentence of 20 years in prison. They are securities fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and wire fraud. Additionally, each charge also carries potential financial penalties. The maximum potential prison sentences in this case are prescribed by Congress and are provided here for informational purposes only, as any sentencing of the defendants will be determined by the judge, the DOJ wrote. Man, what do you guys think about this? Again, like I said, I see on the technical side of things why the SEC is coming after Centra. However, my concern or my confusion is that we actually ended up getting a product. It was they delivered what they initially promised to deliver to the initial, I think the initial ICO participants got their cards first. Everyone else that didn't participate in the ICO was able to at least sign up and be placed in queue. But I think things kind of crumbled when the SEC came in. My question though is, and this is a big thing, nowhere in that article or nowhere that I can find is there any evidence that the SEC is going after the Centra Tech, the company. Information came out that Centra was actually sold to another company. I wasn't aware of that. So I'm just curious to know what's going to happen with Centra Tech, the company, and the token. This could be set up, we could be looking at a mystery coin like Cliff High talked about. He said that the coin was Tezos, but it would be interesting to see if Centra goes on to continue its business and its partnerships or whatever they were trying to do, and the coin value goes up. So I'm just curious. You guys gotta let me know, what do you think? Do you think Centra will continue on? Do you think the SEC is going to go after Centra, the company, as well, or is it just after the 3 co-founders that started the ICO? You guys gotta let me know in the comments below. The second article, EU, another government themed article today. EU adopts rules to reduce anonymity for crypto users. So it says here, a directive affecting the crypto sector in Europe has been adopted by the EU Council. The document updates the anti-money laundering legislation of the EU to address, among other issues, the risks linked to virtual currencies. The new rules aim to reduce anonymity for both users and transactions, with requirements for know your customer procedures that crypto platforms will have to implement. Meanwhile, a high-ranking ECB official has called for segregating the crypto business from traditional finances. So it kind of goes on the article. I'll link this one. It's fairly lengthy, but it just talks about them looking to ring fence any crypto companies, ring fence them and force them to get that KYC, know your customer protocol, implemented for any cryptocurrency business. So to me, for most people, I guess that's not a problem. But many of us got into cryptos because we wanted to stay anonymous. We wanted to have a level of personal, a level of anonymity. It's so much of our data is available to, you can name it, the NSA, CIA, even, EU agencies. So, that's what cryptocurrencies offer us. This is why I believe that anonymous coins in latter part of 2018 going into 2019 are going to be huge, because people are going to wake up and see, well, I shouldn't say people are going to wake up, because I think for the lion's share of people participating in cryptos going forward, they're not going to care. They're just going to conform to whatever the government presents them. But for those that know the true power of cryptocurrencies, I think anonymous coins are going to be very enticing, and the demand for those are going to go up in the future. Governments hate anonymity. They absolutely hate it. And so I think the need or demand for anonymous coins are going to be great going forward, guys. Also, the article also talks about how they're defining crypto virtual currencies. They're saying that they're basically not the same as electronic currency. And the first paragraph here says the EU Council states that virtual currency should not be confused with electronic money. Its directive points out that although cryptocurrencies can be used as a means of payment, they could also serve other purposes and find broader applications, such as a means of exchange, investment, and store of value. So yeah, you guys gotta let me know what you think about the new rules that will soon govern cryptocurrencies, interactions, and companies in the EU. Again, it's going to be very important for anonymity going forward. This is what it's got the word crypto in it, cryptography in the word. So that means to hide information or encrypt it. So I think that, these anonymous coins are going to be huge. On top of that, I can't wait to utilize EOS storage feature. Once that platform gets up and running with EOS storage, I can actually place websites, place scripts, whatever dApps, applications I can place on the EOS blockchain by staking coins, and then that can be accessed from around the world from anyone, and no government can take that down. So I'm very excited about those, because really decentralized exchanges are cool, but what it sounds like is going to happen is even the problem with decentralized exchanges, they're owned by a central company. So that's still a single point of failure. EU government, EU can come in, US SEC can come in on any of these decentralized exchanges and say, hey, I need KYC done for everyone. It kind of defeats the whole purpose of decentralized exchanges for many people. Many people like decentralized exchanges for the anonymity part of it, not so much the mitigating the risk of security breaches and hacks and stuff. That's definitely part of having a DEX. But I think personally, 80% of the people that want to use DEX, they're using it for anonymity. So we'll have to see what happens. You guys let me know what you think about that. I think we're just going in the wrong direction. We got to really make sure we focus on the initial reason for cryptocurrencies, and that was to be more cryptic, more anonymous. The blockchain is anonymous, but not necessarily private. I can see any exchange or of funds across the blockchain to one wallet, from one wallet to another. And so, you know, I think that these anonymous coins are going to be huge, and EOS storage is going to be huge as well. You guys got to let me know what your thoughts are, though. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will holler at y'all later. Dedication.